Hi everybody, today I'm doing a interview with Claire Grigson. So thank you for joining me today. Would you like to tell people like about you and what you do?
Absolutely. So, first of all, Jayden, thank you so much for inviting me on your channel to come on and have a chat with you this morning. So, my name's Claire. I'm 36 years old and I am a veterinary surgeon and a life coach. So, at the moment, I work as a veterinary surgeon for a charity called the PDSA, and we provide free veterinary care for those that are on benefits and wouldn't be able to afford to go to private vets. And I also work as a life coach, supporting people to move forward in areas of their life where they wish to make positive change.
Okay, so I've came up with a couple questions to learn a little bit more about yourself. So the first one is, what is your favorite color?
Do you know what, Jayden? My favourite colour is purple, which is why I loved your t-shirt this morning. I was like, yes, Jayden's got a purple t-shirt on. So yeah, that would be my colour of choice.
My favorite color is kind of like a pinky color, like kind of that pink on the sofa there. And I also like turquoise as well, where it's like a greeny blue color. I also like them.
Nice. I always think turquoise is a really calming colour when you look at it. It makes you feel very relaxed, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mostly like turquoise because I like the sea and I like doing bodyboarding and stuff like that. So like looking at turquoise kind of like reminds me of the sea because where I live, the colors of the sea is like bluish, like
Yeah,
turquoise.
lovely. That sounds brilliant.
So next one is, what's your favorite food?
Oh, I think if I had to pick one thing, it would be roast potatoes. And the reason for that is when I was little, my gran used to make the crispiest roast potatoes you could imagine. And yeah, I could literally just have a plate of roast potatoes and be happy. So that would be my favourite food.
My favorite food is chicken, rice, and gravy. And something else that I haven't had in a while is like little fish bites. It's like little small pieces of like fish with batter on, and they taste like really good. They taste really good with like some ketchup, and
Oh, that sounds
that's kind of like my favorite seafood.
Oh, that sounds lovely. I think my favourite seafood would be prawns. I really, really like prawns, especially in like Thai food, something like a little bit spicy.
Okay, I haven't had prawns before. I don't think. I've tried salmon, but I've never really liked it because they used to do it at school, but I never used to pick it because before I got homeschooled, they'd like have salmon, not cod. And I really only like cod. That's
Okay.
cod is really the only like seafood except for salmon that I've tried and liked.
I mean, there's just so many different types of seafood, though, isn't there? There's
Yeah,
loads.
there's loads of different fish, and I want to do spear fishing when I get older. And like go to like a really beautiful place and do spear fishing because I saw somebody do a video of it on YouTube and it looked like really good, like really fun because you get like a little like you get diving and it's basically just like and it looked really fun because you get to go dive with the fish and if you like even if you don't find any fish you can find like other stuff like octopus, sharks, and it just looks amazing.
Wow.
So next one is, what's your favorite way to keep calm?
My favourite way to keep calm is definitely meditating. And what I love about meditation is it's something that you can do in a really short space of time as well. So even if you were just to sit right now and we were just to breathe in for 4 and breathe out for 4. And if we do that for even 30 seconds, that in itself is meditating. And I think that's amazing. And that's something that I use to keep myself calm on a daily basis. If I'm really busy at work, if I'm starting to feel a bit anxious or a bit stressed, just taking a little bit of time to focus on my breath. So that's a really handy tip for everyone that's watching. if you're starting to feel a bit worried, if you're feeling a bit stressed out, if you're starting to feel a bit angry, if there's an emotion coming up that feels a bit uncomfortable, just take a little bit of time to focus on your breath. And that can really help. It just helps to relax your nervous system.
All right. My favorite way to calm down is either gaming, which isn't like, except for like phones and stuff like that, isn't very portable. But if I'm like out somewhere and I'm feeling like stressed or something like that, then I carry like fidget toys around with me. My favorite one to calm down is called a poppet, and I don't have it with me, but it's like a circle. My one, it's like a circle with like, it's basically just like bubble wrap, like infinite bubble
Okay.
wrap, where you can pop it like on one side and down the other side, and you can keep on popping it like that, and it's
Are
really fun
these
to play with.
are these the toys, Jayden, that are squeezy that you kind of squeeze them? Is that, have I got that right? Because I think I've heard of them.
That's a stress ball. There's loads of different types of fidget toys, but the one I'm talking about is basically just like an infinite version of bubble wrap.
Okay. I mean, that sounds fun. That
It
sounds
is, and
good.
it does really help calm down. And the best thing about it is meditation's really good because it doesn't take long and it's absolutely free. But if you do want like a fidget toy, even just to play with and stuff like that, a poppet it usually goes from around £3 to £10 I've seen, but that was because the most expensive one I've seen was £15. That's because it was like a Among Us one, like a Rainbow
Oh,
Among Us one.
okay. I see. Well, that sounds cool, and it's good if you can carry it around with you as well and
Yeah.
use that when you're feeling a bit stressed or a bit anxious.
Alright, next one is because you're a vet, what's your favourite animal?
Oh, my favourite animal is definitely dogs. I absolutely love dogs. They're always so happy, they're always pleased to see you. They very much live in the moment, so they just enjoy life moment by moment, and they love all the simple things as well. So, going out on a walk and, rolling on their back in the grass, and they're so happy when they do it. I just think we could learn so much from dogs.
My favourite animal is dogs and cats. Dogs, I used to have two dogs, but when we moved to Wales, we had to get rid of them. I had one of them since I was 2 and another one since I was 5, and I'm 10 now. I was 8 when we moved. And the reason for my favorite animal being cats is because where I live, we have like a neighbor, a couple houses. I think it's like just over there, like the next house, and they have like a cat, but they don't let it in, which is sad. But it comes into our house at like nighttime when it gets cold, and for food and stuff. And last night I was playing with it because I found a bit of string, and it was like laying on its back. It was laying on its back, and it was like clawing at the string, and it was really funny to watch.
Oh, cats are amazing as well because they're really inquisitive. So they're really interested in what goes on around them. And the other thing I love about cats is they'll sometimes they'll they'll play on their own as well. So we had a little kitten in work last week, and the wee kitten, we'd popped her into a little oxygen cage because her breathing wasn't so good. And there was something loose hanging. I think it was like a bit of thread hanging down on the outside, and she was sort of trying to play with it, but she was just doing that on her own, of her own accord, and it was really sweet, and it made me remember how inquisitive and curious they are about the world around them.
Yeah, the cat that I played with last night, because I bought laser pens ages ago, a couple years ago, and I've never really used them. I mostly bought them because where I used to live, there was like a hairless cat. It was a stray, and it was like a hairless cat, and I bought laser pens to try and play with it, but as soon as I bought them, it never showed itself again. I think somebody adopted it, or it just like ran away or something.
Oh, I mean, hopefully it got a new home, and that's
Yeah.
why it came back. So were you playing with the laser pen with the cat yesterday?
It w- I was a bit, but it wasn't very interested in it. It more like the string.
Okay, I see. I see.
But it was really fun, and it kind of scared me at one point because I was dangling it in front of me like that, and it was like laying down just watching it and like on its side just like clawing at it like that, and it in like half a second got onto its feet and launched at it, and it
Oh,
almost scratched me, but it was
you
really funny and it scared me a lot because it was like the Flash. It was just like there in an instant. It just you didn't even see it getting up. It was just like from laying upside down to doing that.
Oh, bless you. You must have jumped about 10 feet in the air yourself, Jayden, when that happened.
Yeah. Unfortunately, mum and dad, because they don't want to keep on encouraging it to come into our house, they won't let me get cat treats for it. Which is
Yeah.
sad because every time I go around the spa and I've got a couple pound, I'd try and get cat sweets. One time it almost worked, but at checkout they found them.
Oh, they found you out. Oh no.
But it's really sad because I never see it like inside their house. I never see it like when we watch it go away, it always climbs over the wall and goes somewhere else because there's like a wall here and a wall here, and it jumps over that one when its house is that way. So I don't think they let it in or feed it or do anything.
Maybe it goes into its house at night, though. A lot of cats like to
Yeah,
wander. And I know certainly in my time as being a vet, I've had quite a number of clients that have cats and they say, oh, it's kind of got two homes. So it goes and visits the neighbour down the street during the day for a few hours and then comes back home for its dinner. And usually what happens with these cats is they're being fed twice. So they get
yeah,
fed by the people that own
yeah,
them and then fed by the visitors, and then you end up with a really fat cat.
yeah. But the cat that comes in ours, my mum said that it like went into our shed while she was having a fag early in the morning, and and it mum said it was like in our garden at around midnight-ish, and then came into our shed and like slept on
Oh.
the chair and stole mum's chair, so she had to sit on the other one, and then it woke up and went onto mum and like just slept on mum's lap,
Oh,
but she had to
bless.
wake it up.
Oh, it sounds like a lovely cat. Sounds really
It
friendly.
is. It is. So next one is, if you read, what's your favorite book?
So, I think my favorite book, it's a book called The Untethered Soul, and it's by a author called Michael A. Singer. And it's quite a deep book. It's a book on spirituality, but it's really, really beautifully written. And I almost feel like when I read it, it's almost like meditating. I just feel really calm when I read it. So it's a book that I love to go back to if I've been really busy or I've been feeling really stressed. And I love to just dive in and read a few pages. And it always helps to just chill me out. So that's my go-to. That's the most well-worn book on my bookshelf.
Okay, my favorite book is a manga of an anime I like to watch, called My Hero Academia. It's kind of it's like a comic, but like a Japan one, so it's like on the other way. So you're like, instead of opening it that way, it opens that way, and
Oh,
it
that's
yeah, and you read it from like that side to that side instead of that side to that side.
and how's that? Was that really? Did that take?
It's not. It didn't. It took about a couple minutes to get used to be honest. It didn't take very long to get used to.
How
And now
interesting.
sometimes when I read like an English book, I open it the other way and I'm like, why isn't it opening? And I try to read it the other way and it's just like, this isn't making any sense. And I realize it's an English book.
I can imagine that. Yeah, if I was trying to read that book, Jayden, it would take me a wee while for my brain to get used to working from back to front and from right to left because we're so conditioned to read the other way. So
Yeah.
that's really interesting that it didn't take you too long to adjust. That's amazing.
All right, so the next question is, what inspired you to become a vet and a life coach?
So, what inspired me to become a vet? I decided that I wanted to become a vet when I was really, really small. So, I remember my mum telling me when I was about 4 years old, my gran had asked me, "What do you want to be when you grow up, Claire?" And I said, "I want to be a vet." And from that moment, I never wanted to do anything different. And I couldn't really tell you why. It was just it was like a knowing. I just knew that that was going to happen. And I guess part of it is I really love animals. But I also really love people as well, and I love talking to people. And a big part of my job as a vet is talking to the owners. It's not just sort of looking after the animals. So yeah, I always wanted to be a vet from a very young age. And in terms of being a life coach, I decided I wanted to become a life coach about 9 months ago, because I was coached myself when I'd been going through some difficult times in my life. And it just made such a big difference to how I felt. I just felt much better inside, and I felt more confident, and I felt happier. And I thought I really want to go on and support other people in the same way that I've been supported. So that's when I made the decision that I was going to train to become a coach. And now I get to do both. So I work part time as a vet and I work part time as a life coach, which is brilliant.
Okay, so I want to become a gamer, and I've wanted to become a gamer for a couple years now, I think 2 or 3 years. And recently I started doing like Twitch streams, and I'm not sure if you know what Twitch is, but it's kind of like YouTube, but um, specifically meant for gaming. So you can't.
Okay.
I know you can download Twitch on your phone. And you can do like vlogs with it, but I don't know a lot about Twitch. But mum and dad said they're gonna get me a PC this year. Um, Considering we was going to go on holiday, but it got cancelled because of like COVID and stuff. So they said they're going to use the money to get me a PC. Then I can do like YouTube and stuff like that. So I'm really excited for that. But I mostly want to become a gamer because um gaming is like something I really enjoy, and I've been practicing it for a while now. I think I have had an Xbox for 4 years, ever since I was six. Because when I was six, I had a surgery on my mouth because I had like a cavity in like four of my teeth, so they had to remove them. And because mum and dad said I did really well, they got me my first Xbox One S. And the first game I got was Minecraft, but but then I stopped playing that once I discovered Fortnite. Because it's a really fun game, and then I discovered Rocket League, and I've just loved gaming ever since then. And one reason I remember the age when I got my first Xbox was because my first username was the first Pokemon '06 with my age at the end. And even now, some of my usernames on some stuff, I have like the first Pokemon, then my age.
Okay, I see. And see with the gaming, Jayden, how does it make you feel when you play the games?
Um, it makes me feel like calm and like excited, and it's just like a load of fun in general.
That sounds brilliant. That's
So,
great.
next thing I would like you to answer is, in case some people don't know what a life coach is, could you please give them a small explanation of what a life coach is and like what they do?
Of course I can. So, as a life coach, what I do is I help to support people in moving forward in areas of their life where they wish to make positive change. And I help them to identify the things that are holding them back from reaching their full potential. So we look at things like their self limiting beliefs, and then we work on those to change those so that they believe in themselves and they feel empowered and they feel confident enough to take action towards the things where they want to move forwards in their life. So that's coaching in a very, very short nutshell. So it's what I love about coaching is I don't give advice and I don't tell people what to do or suggest things for them to do. What I do is I help them to unlock the answers within themselves, because we've all got all the answers that we need inside of us. And sometimes we just need a bit of support in unlocking those answers. So that's what I do as a coach.
Okay, so that is what a life coach is for people who didn't know. So, do you have one piece of advice that you would like your younger self to have known?
Oh, I think that would be to just be yourself and not try to change yourself to fit in with other people, and not to worry about other people's opinions, and just to be true to you. Because I don't know about you, Jayden, but certainly when I was growing up, there was always a pressure to try and fit in with other people and be in with a certain crowd of people. And I think the advice I would give myself would just be to just be yourself, because you can only be yourself. Everyone else is taken, and we're all so special and so unique and so individual. So just to really embrace that.
Okay, my piece of advice would be because when I was in school, some of you may know that I'm homeschooled now. I was bullied and people get let down, and most of the friends I had would either be fake friends or would use me. And my piece of advice that I'd give to my younger self would be so don't put don't put stuff into other people for not basically to don't put stuff into other people until they put stuff into you. So don't put your don't go up to them and ask do you want to be friends. Like you have to do the action and they have to do the action back. And it's because it isn't because most of my friendships was most of my friends, I think, um 7 out of 10 of my friends that I'd have um would have been old bullies who people used to bully me, but then got told off by teachers, then became my friends. um but I would always get used and stuff, and I would always be giving them stuff, but they wouldn't give me stuff in return. So to have friendships, but don't make them just be a one-way relationship where you're giving them everything and they're giving you nothing in return.
Absolutely, because it's a two-way street, isn't it, with relationships, and it's about give and take. So I think that's very wise advice indeed.
Thank you. All right, so last question is one fun or interesting fact about yourself.
Oh my goodness, Jayden, a fun or interesting fact about myself. So something that people would probably not know about me is I used to do Highland dancing for years and years. So I started when I was about 5 years old, and I did Highland dancing until about the age of 20. And I had all the different outfits. I had the kilts and the blouses and the waistcoats, and I used to do exams. I had a lot of medals from doing my dancing. So that's something that probably most people wouldn't know about me, because it's not a hobby that I actively partake in now. But yeah, I used to be a Highland dancer.
All right. My interesting fact is that I have a bracelet business and I sell bracelets. Um, I sell this one. They're all customizable, but here are some of the beads. I think we're out of clear quartz, but we've got all of these beads here on my arm. Some of them I haven't made and I've bought, but if you want to know more details, then you can click my bio or DM me. And if you'd like to tell anybody about a business that you have or anything like that.
So, if people want to find out more about me, the best places to find me are probably on my Instagram page, which is at Claire underscore Grigson underscore coaching. And I'm sure Jayden will pop a little link below the video. And I'm also on Facebook, which is Claire Grigson life coach. So you can find out all about me there. And my website is almost completed. It's currently under construction and it'll be live fairly soon. So if you jump onto either of my social media channels, there'll also be a link going up to my website soon as well.
Okay, so I'm going to end the interview now. So I hope everybody who's watching has an amazing day and have had an amazing day so far. And I hope everybody has doing what they enjoy. So goodbye, everybody.